Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Marcelo, in the absence of Sergio Ramos, is going to captain Real Madrid here, not at full strength, but an opportunity for Nacho to step into the starting 11. Mateo Kovacic, the Croatian international. Casemiro, who came into Zidane's thoughts in a real big way last season. The Brazilian who did an excellent job in a holding midfield role. It'll be interesting to see how many starts he gets this season after impressing. And another who starts tonight for Real Madrid, Hesse. Paris Saint-Germain a little further into their pre-season with more of their big names here, not all of them. And of course Zlatan Ibrahimovic has left. Takes a huge amount of goals out of their team. Alan Kerbishley, former Charlton and West Ham manager, joining me for this one. And they scored a bucket load of goals, PSG, last season, but Ibrahimovic leaves a gap.
Well, yeah, they run away with the lead, didn't they? They had it sewn up with so many games to go. But I think really this gives a chance for Cavani to step up and step into Ibrahimovic's shoes, really, because I think he was the one that, you know, in the big games when they decided to go with one striker, he was the one that suffered. He was left out, he was on the bench, so it's now up to him to grab that #1 spot.
Well, a big crowd has turned out here at the Ohio State Stadium. A huge arena holds around 105,000, and Real Madrid shirts very much on view here, although the big stars, some of them at least, are not here. There's still enough to entertain young and old here, and we hope to see a really interesting match here. Two sides who met in the Champions League last season. Weren't too many goals, I have to say, in the two games. Finished goalless in one, and 1-0 for Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. The conditions just about perfect here. It looks a really good pitch. But Alan, we both watched that Paris Saint-Germain victory over Inter Milan. You were particularly impressed with them.
I was. You know, I think for the fan to understand the difference in the build-up in the pre-season, it obviously looks as if Paris Saint-Germain were a week or two in front of Juventus, fitness-wise, sharpness, and it showed in the game. And you know, only a week can make that difference, and it'll be interesting to see where this Real Madrid squad is at.
Thiago Silva will captain Paris Saint-Germain, Brazilian international. It's quite a setting, isn't it? As we check on the Real Madrid side, missing those experienced players in Ronaldo, Ramos, Pepe, Bale, Kroos, Modric and James Rodriguez. Interesting to see Zinedine Zidane's son, captain of the Castilla, the B team, Enzo Zidane, amongst their substitutes. Unai Emery, the new Spanish head coach of Paris Saint-Germain this season, making 5 changes from the team that started against Inter Milan last weekend. In come goalkeeper Trapp, left back Kurzawa, along with Pastore and Cavani. Two players who know each other very well, the Brazilian compatriots, the respective captains Thiago Silva and Marcelo. Referee is Hilario Grajeda. Paris Saint-Germain were winners of the American leg of this International Champions Cup 12 months ago. Real Madrid winners back in 2014. They actually won 2 different versions of this International Champions Cup, which has grown into a global pre-season affair. after starting initially only here in the United States. Games are now played in Australia and China, and some in Europe. 5 games in Europe this summer. Most of the clubs that matter at the top end of European football are here. And so Paris Saint-Germain in the red from left to right in the first half. An early touch for the right back Serge Aurier, who scored twice in that 3-1 win over Inter. Here's the man who got the other goal, Kazawa, who came off the bench. Paris Saint-Germain have already been busy this summer in the transfer market. We've picked up the Polish international Gregor Krychowiak from Sevilla. Played under the new PSG coach Unai Emery, of course, with the Spanish club last season. Hatem Ben Arfa has come in on a free transfer from Nice. As PSG look to break through here, and they will. It's an opening goal inside 2 minutes. Jonathan Ikone, the 18-year-old, who's come through the ranks at Paris Saint-Germain and beginning to impress on this pre-season tour of the United States. It's Real Madrid 0, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Well,
it's a terrific run, isn't it, from Ikone? I mean, I think the Real Madrid defensive qualities were really lacking. They've not started the game at all well, but Ikone comes across. And then you see this challenge here for Marcelo. It's a really poor effort, and in the end Ikone puts it away on his right foot. Cool under pressure, just slides it into the back of the net, but really poor defending. Look at that challenge for Marcelo. It's a really poor goal from Real Madrid's point of view, but a great start for Paris.
Unai Emery, new head coach, delighted of course with the start. He's been charged, the Spaniard, with taking Paris Saint-Germain to the next level in terms of European competition. Champions League is on their minds this season. Real Madrid looking to strike back quickly. It's Isco!
Well, that's a decent effort, isn't it? It's spurred them into a reaction, I think, this start. I mean, it's such poor defending, was it? 2 challenges, really weak from the Real Madrid defence.
Trying to pick out Casemiro. It'll drop for Danilo. Casemiro, Isco. Looks for Morata. Aurier with an initial header. In by Marcelo. Kovacic shows some nice feet. Marcelo back with Kovacic under the post via the fingertips of Trapp, and rebounded straight into his grateful gloves. Close. Kovacic to the equaliser.
Well, firstly, Kovacic, it's a terrific effort. I think Kevin Trapp in goal will be really pleased with the save. As he comes back to Kovacic, you can see that he's bending around. It's a good save, and he reacts first to get the rebound. Great bit of goalkeeping. Firstly, the save, he just manages to get his hand to it, and then the rebound, he scopes up, and it's a real good bit of goalkeeping.
18 minutes gone, and it's an excellent game. Real Madrid have reacted well to that Ikone goal as Danilo goes for glory.
Yeah, I think he had a rush of blood there. Maybe been better off perhaps hitting it hard and low and making the keeper make the save. But I think you're right, Kevin. I think the start for Paris, going in front so early, and the intensity of their game, I think Real Madrid have responded excellently.
Cavani, it's a good challenge on Kovacic. Here's Lucas Moura. Space opening up for Cavani.
Well, it was a little bit ambitious, but I think he had to take it on. I think once Moura puts the ball in there, Cavani feels that if he brings it down, he'll get challenged, so he's going to take it on the volley. He just can't keep it down. Got the crowd going, though. There's something perhaps Emery's been working on in pre-season and wants to take into their league games and the Champions League, etc.
It's a tactic, Alan, that worked very well for him with Sevilla. Used the pace of Kevin Gamero to good effect as Cavani stabs that cross from Lucas Moura narrowly wide of the near post. Just stole a march there on Varane.
I'm not sure if that's grazed the near post, actually.
It's Munier with a cross.
It's a good bit of defending again, because the pressure he's put on him doesn't give him a free strike at goal. He just managed to get there first and just slides past the post. That don't count if you head it in when he comes back.
We're in behind here. PSG, Lucas Moura denied. Oh, a good recovery challenge from Kovacic. Free kick taken quickly by Rabiot. Varane a little slow to read it. He eventually got the blocking. This is Munier. Oh, it's a superb strike from Thomas Munier. His first goal for Paris Saint-Germain, the summer signing from Club Brugge. And absolutely no chance for Kiko Casilla. Real Madrid 0, Paris Saint-Germain 2.
Well, what a goal, what a strike. What a way to announce yourself to the Paris fans. Munier. I mean, they kept the ball alive, Paris. That was the great thing about this. They never gave up. They lost the ball, but they're pressurising. They've won it back. And what a strike this is. Casilla's got no chance whatsoever. And it's with his left foot for a right back. Oh, it's a great strike. Top corner. No keeper's going to save that. Wonderful strike.
Well, it was a mere token effort from Casilla. He knew that that ball was moving further and further away from his right hand as Munier cut across the ball to spectacular effect there. Real Madrid with it all to do now. Caligari. Here is Aurier again. Pastore finding Munier. Lucas, it's great stuff from Paris Saint-Germain. It's Thomas Munier, and he's got a second. And they're taking Real Madrid apart here. Too cute, too quick, and stretching into a 3-0 lead now here in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, he got a little bit of luck in the end, but it's a well-worked move again, isn't it, down this right-hand side. Munier. But once he's in, I think he's trying to play Cavani in. It comes back to him, and he's got the composure on that left foot again, just to scoop it into the back of the net. But they just open up that Real Madrid defence again. They've looked so sharp, a lot more sharper, a lot more organised than Real Madrid. And Munier on his debut, what, 2 goals? Fantastic.
Well, somebody better pinch him and tell him that this isn't a dream. £6 million from Club Brugge, the Belgian international, in the summer. 2 goals on his debut, and both with his swinger.
They've looked really, really sharp.
Well, you can see a familiar face will come into the game at some stage. Ex-Real Madrid player Angel Di Maria, available for Unai Emery as a substitute. Isco shot. I think it took a deflection, yep, out for the corner. It certainly had Trapp stretching.
Yeah, I think as Isco comes inside on his left foot, it does take some sort of deflection, but I think Trapp has got it covered. He was stretching, but he had it covered, I think.
Vasquez with the corner. Casemiro heads over.
People going down here. I think it may have been a foul, but Casemiro just can't keep his header down.
3 minutes extra added on. It's 3-0 for Paris Saint-Germain. Marcelo. Good offer from Isco. Appeals for handball and given. No great complaint from Serge Aurier. He's going to have belated word with the referee, but it was an instant decision, penalty Real Madrid.
Well, I think he's saying he can't get out of the way of it. I think he's smacked at him. Let's see if he lifts his arm up. Yeah, he's lifted his arm up. But you know, you can't do that. You can't make yourself bigger. You can't wave them arms around, and the ball hits him, and the referee had no hesitation.
No Cristiano Ronaldo in the Real Madrid squad, or Gareth Bale to take the penalty. So it will be the left-back captain tonight to give Real Madrid a lift. Yes, despite the best efforts of Kevin Trapp, just enough velocity in the left-footed effort from Marcelo, and Real Madrid have one back.
Well, they need that goal to get back in this game and go in at half-time and give Zidane perhaps a little bit easier of a team talk, but Kevin Trapp, he nearly gets there, doesn't he? Anticipates where it's going to go. It'd be disappointing he hasn't got his hands to it. Yeah, you can see the disappointment the way he kicks the ball away, but they needed that to get back in the game. The young talent that they managed to secure.
Touch from Zidane was good. Follow-up shot not asking too much of Kevin Trapp.
Yeah, I think that the saves that Trapp's had to make, apart from the one that he pushed onto
PSG, only making 2 changes to their lineup at half-time as Di Maria finds an excellent pass from Cavani, denied by the save.
It's a great ball from Di Maria, and Cavani just can't get it over the keeper, who makes a lovely save in the end, anticipates it well.
Zidane, nice little trick, almost got him past Kimpembe. Just squeezed out in the end, but Real Madrid have an opening still. Asensio! Applause from Zidane, that wasn't too far away.
Well, he's got a fantastic reaction from this young side. They've not been overawed. Asensio with a shot here, just going wide. Kevin Trapp's diving at full stretch there, but they've not been overawed at all, and I think he's be really pleased with the way they've started this second half.
He's getting ready to celebrate the goal there, Zidane, from his viewpoint. Looked like it was going to find the far corner. Patient build-up here. Odegaard. Asensio's cross. Met by Kimpembe. It's Odegaard again. Asensio! And helped on its way by Trapp. Real Madrid corner.
Well, I think Paris are a little bit stunned by the opposition. They're not quite knowing who they're playing against at the moment, but full of confidence, Asensio. Odegaard comes inside and he's prepared to take it first time. Asensio with that left foot. I think Trapp has it covered. It's a decent effort.
Score of 2 goals off the substitutes bench in the first half. The Belgian international Thomas Meunier. Here's Kimpembe. Now Kazawa. Nice little give and go. Just managed to plug the gaps there, Real Madrid. And Tejero gets it away for the corner.
Well, it's good defending. It's a great little 1-2 here. Kazawa down the left-hand side, and Tejero just manages to get there, covers the near post, and gets it away for a corner. Grateful that perhaps it didn't go in his own net in the end.
Here's Di Maria against his former club. Still Angel Di Maria. It's Enzo Zidane who makes the clearance, and anyway would do for Real Madrid there. The left-back Ashraf, incidentally, was one of the players mentioned in that investigation by FIFA. No problems there for Kevin Trapp as Asensio trying to keep the shot down.
Yeah, he's just leaning back. can't keep it down, but confident enough to have the shot.
Well, they think highly of him. Marco Asensio, who had that loan spell at Espanyol last season, played a lot of games. But the entirely changed Real Madrid team of young players have performed very well so far in this second half. There's been no addition to the scoreline. Here's Munier. And Cavani! And frustration that he couldn't hit the target.
No, it's a great strike. You can see what he wanted to do. It's a great run. He goes across the centre-back and he just wants to whip it into that far post. And the frustration, it's about the third attempt he's had now, and it's inches wide. But the frustration is when he kicks that ball away.
That was a really good chance. So, Hatem Ben Arfa. Just getting news of the official attendance here at the Ohio State Stadium. 86,641. Absolutely superb turnout here. And Real Madrid looking to close the gap on Paris Saint-Germain. Mariano might drop again for him. Kevin Trapp not happy that the youngster left a foot in there, but it was certainly there to be attacked, the ball.
Well, I think he is a little bit over-aggressive here, because the ball runs away from him. And Kevin Trapp's clearly got it, but he's carried through and caught his head with his knee. Yeah, no need to go through with that, and I think Kevin Trapp has let him know as well.
And 3 successive pre-season victories, having beaten the English Premier League side West Bromwich Albion in their opening match. That game was played in Austria, not part of this competition. Strong defending there from Aurier. Caligari. And Munier off the bench here against Real Madrid.
I think the disappointing player will be Cavani, because you could see the frustration that he hasn't scored. Had a couple of decent opportunities.
Mariano, not talking of decent opportunities. It was a decent effort.
Well, he's took it early. That's why I think he's caught Kevin Trapp a little bit unawares and just off target. But once again, these young players have shown they're not overawed. They're prepared to have shots when they've got a chance.
Here's Di Maria, angles tight. Just couldn't get it above Yanez. He tried the impudent chip. Goalkeeper was alive to it.
Well, I think once again, a little bit too clever. Di Maria.
Well, the big crowd showing their appreciation, particularly to the Real Madrid youngsters who came on in the second half and played out a 0-0 against